Hey friends and family, this is Marilyn from tarotclarity.com, and today's video is just on a hodgepodge of a few things, maybe details that I mentioned in previous videos and then never followed through with, or things that I noticed after I finished the video and I just want to comment on. The first is actually not tarot, but it's the Mamluk deck that I just showcased by Cumpstey. Cards from the Pattern Garden, Mamluk playing cards. One thing I failed to mention is that the court cards of each of these suits doesn't just have script on top. Initially, when I saw it, I just assumed it was like Cyrillic, like or Middle Eastern, scroll, which is very elegant, and which is what was on the Mamluk deck that I had shown with it. But when I looked at it closer, I realized that these cards feature English words and make it even more delightful, I think. So I'm going to flip the camera and I'm going to show you what they say. So I regret that I neglected this. When I was looking through the lens, I just couldn't make it out. But when I was looking at it later, I saw that each of these have like a message. So the first deputy of the suit of scimitars is Sword of Joy. The second deputy is Flame of Delight. And the king is Eternal Fortune. So you see that these words kind of give a feeling for the overall nature of each of the suits, if you wanted to use them for divinatory purposes. Now, the first deputy of the myriads, or what we call cups, is ornament. The second is treasure. And the king is satisfaction. For the suit of polo sticks, the first deputy, fascination. Second deputy is devotion. And the third is fulfillment. The king is fulfillment. And I think this is the last suit, the suit of coins. The first deputy is fresh glory. The second deputy is first light. And then the king is news of victory. So I desperately regret that I did not catch on to that while I was doing it, but I just wanted to mention it. Now, weeks and weeks ago, a couple months ago, I indicated that I was experimenting with some plastic decks, and the only plastic deck I could get my hands on inexpensively was a Rider-Waite Smith version, because I would like to buy some plastic historic decks, but I don't know how they'd hold up, and apparently they're more expensive to print in plastic. Although this deck, which I bought on Amazon for under $20, maybe $14, the only name it came with was Gold Foil Tarot. It doesn't have any other information either on the box itself or on the little book that comes with it. There's no indication of who printed this except for Gold Foil Tarot. So perhaps that is the name of the company. I don't know. But I wanted to give an update. I've shuffled them. Now, they're currently in order because whenever I'm finished with a deck, I put it in order. Typically, not always, but typically. And they've been holding up. So the ink or whatever the printing process is on these particular plastic cards has held up, and so I think I just might experiment with purchasing some plastic decks. The third thing I want to mention is that I will be doing a video shortly, hopefully soon, of Sullivan Hisman's most recent publication, which is the Jacques Vieville Tarot. Now, I don't know if I've ever put it on my 10 favorite Marseille style decks or my 10 favorite tarot decks, but if I haven't, it really was an oversight. I mean, how do you have four decks of something and you don't like it? And of course, the Sullivan Hisman's Tarot Sheet Revival deck will make it the fifth. So coming soon, hopefully within days, I hope, I will showcase by itself the Vieville by Sullivan Hisman's. Whenever I get a fresh deck, I reveal it by itself. But then I will also compare it to the rendition that I have, the publication by Artisan Tarot, which I think that this is my favorite of their historic decks. I think they did a masterful job with the Vieville, and I will definitely show this one. The Fleur Noir only has the Triumph cards, and they have them in duplicate, one in reverse and one in the orientation we're accustomed to, but I will show at least the trumps of this one. The Peterson, which, like this one, is more or less, and this one is by Civilixie, the Civilixie edition. That's all how I know it is the Civilixie, which these two are more or less facsimile decks. This one, the Peterson, a little clearer to see. And of course, the Fleur Noir and the Artisan Tarot are they remain very true to the deck's nature, but they make the images more crystal clear in focus, which I do like. And I can't wait to see what the Sullivan Hisman's will be like. I presume it'll be like the Fleur Noir and the Artisan, crystal clarity, and just scrumptious and delicious and beautiful imagery and color. And that's all for now. Until next time, friends, peace, stay well, and be kind.